Hello, I am here today with Jed, aka Detain.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Okay, so let's get straight into it. What
hmm
got you started in Call of Duty?
What got me started? In just playing COD in general, I think I've been playing like COD was just a game that I bought back in. I think first COD was COD 4 on the PS3,
Yeah, yeah.
COD 4, and I think I got that when World at War was already out, and then COD 4 and World at War I was just playing back and forth on the PS3 when I was like 7, 8 years old.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, it's been a long time. Even before that, I was playing like Medal of Honor, all like the other weird like FPS games that aren't really around anymore. Like it's been my genre really.
Yeah, like Medal of Honor Airborne. Did you ever play
Yeah,
that?
that was the one. That was actually the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
First class that game. All right, and then like, why are you still playing? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I enjoy it. It's a hobby. Was my job at a point. Hopefully, who knows, maybe again one time. But I've played other games and nothing really. I mean, maybe after playing COD, nothing really like scratches the itch the same way.
yeah,
Because I've tried other games. I can't really even play single player games anymore. I don't even think I like game that much, but like COD is just an exception. I've even tried other like competitive titles, but like I guess I always find myself coming back to this for as long as I'm able to.
I love that. It's funny. Like James said the same thing about like not being able to play single player games as
Really?
well. Yeah,
I don't know. I think the last one I played was God of War, which like it's just one of the games you kind of have to play.
yeah.
But I'm never like they never like really that enticing to me, like single player games.
You're just like, when's a new season of COD starting?
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of sad, but
I love it. And I guess the next question I have is, what's the biggest challenge that you have between like balancing COD and a regular life? I mean, can you even do it?
um, of course you can, but like I think actually doing it sort of I don't want to say you deserve more credit for it, but like it is genuinely kind of difficult. Like because there's a lot of COD to play like into the night, into like the early hours,
Yeah,
and then you'll have to if you've got to wake up at a normal time the next day, you'll have to you have to settle for being like 4 or 5 hours sleep. It's not the worst problem to have. Like it's something you can definitely do, but like I think the hardest part is keeping on a good sleep schedule, keeping a routine, work, gym, school, whatever it is you're doing at the same time,
yeah.
finding the balance because you have to commit if you're like scrimming and stuff at least 6 hours a day from like what 4 till 10, and that's bare minimum. So like it's definitely hard. Sometimes it might feel like there's not enough hours in the day.
Do you find it hard as well, like balancing like a regular sleep schedule when you have like tournaments on like a Sunday, say, until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
that's my
mean,
schedule gone.
yeah, it definitely takes up a lot of time, and sometimes it will like the after effects will bleed into like the next week. Like you'll be waking up at dodgy times, but then at the same time with these tournaments, like you have the cups on the weekends where you don't want to wake up too early, and because you know it's going to be like a battle of attrition, like a longevity thing, like keeping energy for that long. But then when you've got the elites, like you have the elite games midweek, which are like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. starts, really awkward times, and then it's like, okay, so what time have I got to like I don't want to already be and have been awake for like 10, 12 hours by the time I got to lock in for an elite game. Like it's really weird having to like adjust your schedule based on what you're playing and when you're playing. That's a pretty hard part, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's sort of moving away from COD a little bit. Do you have
Mhm.
like a gaming idol or someone that you really look up to in gaming and esports?
Away from COD,
Or in COD? Like, yeah.
I don't know, I mean, not idol. I wouldn't say I idolize anyone, but there was COD players that I looked up to growing up. Like back in Black Ops 2, like Jed and Zanity, like those guys were the main ones that I looked at as they had like a similar play style to what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of COD, plays like Snipedown, like in Halo. That
Yeah.
guy, and then he moved over to Apex, done his thing over there for a bit. Like people that are just kind of good all rounders and like I don't know, like have a decent personality about them as well, and like a sort of attitude that I kind of like reflect.
Yeah, I've met Snipedown. He's exactly the same in real life.
He's unreal, mate. What a guy.
Did you compete against him in Halo?
No, no,
Oh,
I never went to I mean, we went to an NA event. We played against all the EU pros and stuff, but we only played in like the open of the NA event. We never played in pools or anything. I wish. That'd have been great.
oh. Amazing. And then, switching back to COD, event
hmm
wise this year, got some cool locations. Which one are you
Mhm.
looking forward to the most?
Um, Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to going back to Boston because even I went to the last Boston event. The event itself didn't go too well, but like even before that, I always kind of wanted to go to Boston just as like a location because it's kind of like a niche one to want to go to, but like I always did kind of fancy it, and
Yeah,
I've heard like it's a really nice city, but both the times, I mean, last time and probably this time, it's going to be way too cold to just walk around exploring. But like, I don't know, I'm excited to go Boston again.
yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, there's a new venue this year as well, right? So hopefully, when you're
Yeah.
playing, it's not ice cold.
No, Boston as well as an org are pretty good at taking on feedback, so I'm sure whatever like kinks there were will be ironed out.
100%, 100%. All right, and then on the CDL this year, if there's
Mhm.
any of the rosters that you would like to play on, like, and you think you'd thrive in, who would you play for, and who would you drop?
Who would I drop? Jesus. I mean, the obvious answer for me would just be Toronto because I teamed with both Insight and Kleenex.
Yeah,
Known Insight for like 10 years. Kleenex, I played really well with him alongside him. And, just based off of all that, like, not going to get rid of any of them two. I ain't a main AR, so I guess Scrap's staying. So, like, I don't know, do the maths. I guess Envoy's got to move over.
you're the new route man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to be, yeah.
I love it. I love it. And in the competitive setting this year, is there anyone
Mhm.
that you like really excited to play against, or like you really just want to slam?
Excited to play against just for like in like an awe or like excitement way, not really, because I feel like I've played against everyone at this point.
Yeah.
I've played literally against everybody on like big stages, little stages, online, offline. But I don't know. I'm kind of wanna. I'm not sure. I enjoy playing against NA teams a lot more than EU teams, as there's a lot more like it feels like a bit more grudgy and a bit it feels more personal, even though you don't really know them as much. When it should be less personal. I feel like it's always fun playing against NA teams, so I'd want to play against as many of like the NA top teams as possible.
All right, and you got to pick who you slamming.
Who, what individuals or teams?
Either or.
Um,
Boston Academy, Team Gabe.
Boston Academy. Oh yeah, Gabe. Whatever team he's on, he can get it. Yeah, no, yeah. Let's go with that. Let's go with Gabe. Wherever he finds himself for Boston, I'm sure I'd love to play against him.
I love it. I love it. All right, and the last question I have
hmm
is, if you could change one thing in Call of Duty, what would you change?
In the game, the community, anything.
Anything you want.
I would change. What would I change? I would change the way the player base and the fans as a whole think and operate. I feel like a lot of people make up their minds on players too easily, and there's a lot of recency bias on players within the actual playing community of other players. And I mean, with fans, I think a lot of them are just like casuals. You can't really expect much like insight out of them, but it's a lot of like stat driven, sort of like the eye test. And I feel like there is a bit more to it than that. And that is the main thing that I would change is like everyone's outlook on the game as a whole.
So like you say, from the fan point of view, there, like if someone drops a like 0.8 instead of a 1.5 or whatever, they're automatically trash.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like when Toronto picked up Hixie and they were drastically improving what they won a major or something. I don't know what Charlie's stats were. I'm guessing like, he wasn't dropping like scrap numbers on the KDs, but that kind of player is completely invaluable to a team. Like like necessary. Like you need that. And then there's obviously gonna be people that might not even watch the games. They'll just see like the scoreboard afterwards, someone's tweeted it. Just kills, deaths, who's done good, and then that's their opinion made up on people. And that's what I change, yeah.
It's hard because that's sort of stigma sticks around as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's the same in like regular sports and every other esport. It's the easiest thing to go off and it's fairly accurate, but there is definitely more to the game as there is any other game, any other sport, whatever you're like intaking.
Yeah, I agree, and I think like maybe there's an education piece you can do around that to help like the casual fans
Oh
understand it a
yeah.
bit more. But then who's going to
I
do
mean,
it?
who's willing? It's not, it's not there. they ain't got to listen. It's just their opinions. But some people let opinions get to them more than others. I think like some of the takes I see on Twitter, I'm just like, you just don't really know what you're saying, do you? But that's okay. It's not their job to know what they're saying. They're just talking.
Yeah. But we love it anyway, right?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, engagements are engagements. People talking about the game. It's always good, regardless of what they're saying.
I agree. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Love it.